Ah, yes, another afternoon commute in Atlanta traffic. Still beats going in a car, though. Actually, the benefit of riding a motorcycle to work was the catalyst for me getting into motorcycling in the first place. Where I work, parking is a bit of a premium. In fact, it's like $60 a month. That's if you want to park a car. Parking a motorcycle, scooter, what have you, free.
For
Of course, there are downsides to commuting on a motorcycle as well. You're kind of out in the elements, don't have air conditioning. Answer. Hello?
Hey there.
Hey, what's up? Hangs up. Okay, phone call. Sorry. So where was I? So yeah, commuting on two wheels, still better than a car. It's just more fun, but you do have to deal with some other things. So if you're looking at joining this wonderful world of commuting on two wheels, I got a few more tips for you. Tip number one, it's just like you're a beginner all over again. You got to find the right bike for what you're doing. Now, there are bikes that are deemed good commuter bikes and what have you, but a lot of that depends on how far you're going to be traveling. If you only have a couple miles to go, you know what? It's not a big deal to ride your R1 to work. However, if you got a bit of a distance to go, that R1 is going to suck. And if you have lots and lots of miles to go, I don't think a Honda Monkey is going to do the trick for you either. For me personally, I probably have about 11 miles on a highway, and then just some surface streets, and then some stop and go, like I'm in now. So middleweight bikes tend to be the best. Sport touring or middleweight kind of adventure style bikes tend to be the best because they give you a little bit of weather protection. Upright ergonomics. You can sit pretty high to see traffic, see all the hazards around you. In fact, one of the bikes that has been dubbed the ultimate commuter bike by many publications is Honda's NC750X DCT, which, by the way, at this time is my most popular video, so go check it out. But I think it's a good selection along with something like the Versa 650, which I had for quite a while and enjoyed as a great commuter. Things like that would probably be your best bet. If you watch Zach Court's Daily Rider, there's a reason the middleweight ADV and sport touring bikes tend to be the best. You know, I'm on a Versys 1000 now, which is still a great commuter, but I would argue that the 650 is a slightly better commuter than the 1000 just because it's a little bit more fuel efficient and maybe a little easier to handle due to the weight. Have a bike that's durable, easy to maintain, that's not going to cost you a lot to run every day to work or school. So find something that's kind of more reasonable and within your budget to maintain. So number two, when it comes to commuting on a motorcycle, you want to be prepared for the weather. Obviously, it's not going to be nice and cool and sunshiny every single day, every single commute. You're going to have rain. It's going to be cold. It's going to be really hot. Looking at the forecast helps, but sometimes you have to be prepared for the unknown as well. In springtime, if it rains a lot, you may want to pack some rain gear to have. If you're not sure about it, or if you know that it is raining, it may also be a good idea to pack a change of clothes. I have been caught in the rain when I thought, oh, it's absolutely not going to rain. 0% chance. And then I get dumped on. And fortunately, I was able to have a change of clothes. You know, and it's also a good idea to just kind of mentally prepare yourself as well that you may just get caught in rain. You need to be okay with it. Like, that's going to happen. Just deal with it. And you have that change of clothes, so everything's going to be just fine. So you might also be thinking like, well, if I got to carry a change of clothes and I got to carry rain gear, how am I going to do that? Stuff that in my backpack? Well, it's also good to invest in a little bit of luggage and storage. Maybe you can have that in the form of a tank bag, a tail bag, or some side cases, saddle bags. You know, there's a lot of options there, pros and cons to hard bags, pros and cons to soft bags. You will want something that is waterproof because, you know, in the weather, you'll need to protect your change of clothes. You know, maybe you're carrying a laptop with you as well. You want to protect that from the elements. So having some storage is always good. You're going to have to take things to and from the office or school. Number 4 on the list is you want to make yourself visible. There are a lot of other cars, a lot of other people out there. A lot of them are distracted. We know how it goes. Cell phones, makeup, eating. People just aren't looking, and motorcycles are not as visible as cars. So you have to make yourself visible. A couple ways to do that. With some high-vis gear, and that can be the neon yellow, green type of gear that you see out there. That's synonymous with high-vis. But also just gear that has the reflective piping on it or other surfaces that can reflect light and really stand out. Cheap plug for the helmet I've got. It's got a red chase light on the back that is just more visibility for those behind me. Another way that you can be visible is positioning yourself in the proper place. Now, you probably know a little bit about lane positioning, about being left, center, right in the lane. But whatever car is going to be the biggest threat to you, a car that's pulling out from a side street or at an intersection, or if you're behind a truck, position yourself so that they can see you. And that may be moving around quite a bit, but you have to constantly think and be looking about who's going to be pulling out from where, and just putting yourself in a position to be seen. And number 5 on my list is know your route. Obviously, it's really easy to know how to get from A to B, but know the route you're going to take before you leave, even if that means you have to take an alternate route. Look on Google Maps or whatever, check the traffic, and see if there's an alternate route that would be better. You want to check your route before you leave. You don't want to be fumbling on your phone looking at routes while you're on the bike, because that just makes things a little bit more dangerous. And be familiar enough with your route that you can know the alternates to take as you need to. And knowing these alternate routes, again, means you don't have to look them up. And the other side of that is know the traffic patterns. Where are the heavy traffic points? Where are their congestion points? Where are people likely to be turning out of side streets? That you can be aware of those to keep yourself safer. Now, there's probably a bunch of other tips that other commuters could share. Leave those down in the comments. If you have any questions, please leave those as well. Let's help each other out. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing. I would really appreciate that. And y'all ride safe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.